because the toe bump dried up. Yeah, we are seeing kind of the aftermath of the great 2-year war won by the toe. This happened yesterday. Will Harren had a complete meltdown. And I
caught a clip of that. Actually.
Yeah, he was emailing Nova. And he's like, hey, thought we were friends. Because, like, Nova was telling us about this drinking buddy that Will has. And he wrote it in our chat. And, like, Will has been going on shows talking about how, oh, yeah, my boss and I party with him. He drinks all the time. And as long as I go out drinking with my boss, I'll always have a job. Like, he's basically going on these shows calling his boss an alcoholic and all this other shit. Will talks about what pieces of shit both of them are publicly on shows. Will DM'd me yesterday out of nowhere like an RKO. And he goes... And he's panicking about this. He's like, I got to diffuse this. Let me come on your show and diffuse this thing. And, Johnny, if you're in my shoes, and Will Harren has done nothing but lie, and, you know, he bit down on the Baldo, and it gave him brain damage, and he became the Baghdad Bob for all of Nick's lies, why would I put Will Harren on this program?
You wouldn't.
To paraphrase Ethan Ralph, suffer, Will. Suffer with his big old Mexican horse teeth.
It'd be a drama segment, firstly. Secondly, we'd gain nothing from it. And thirdly, like, you made your bed, so lie in it.
Not only that, like, you know, I love my wins for the toe. If I don't have him on, how big of a win is him showing up in your DMs and begging you for mercy?
I mean, that is a decent sized win.
Spunker says, why wasn't Nick's best friend Drex on Camelot stream? Drex no likey Nick anymore because Nick was a degenerate. Drex did not approve. That's all I know. Meme Copium, I guess, knows more. Nova says Nick must have gave all his booze to Will as payment for favorable news coverage. I have a theory. I think Nick's hiding the booze and drugs in April's rental place in Wilmer. Because
I have no idea where any of that stuff is. I am happy to stay oblivious. I didn't know about any of it to begin with, and I was happier before. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Not learn anymore.
People throw me gossip, and I can't help it. People go, hey, have you seen this gossip? And I go, I'd love to. I got to say, like, leaving that whole situation was the best thing for me for multiple reasons, for my family, for my life, for my health. But also, now I get to be a spectator and sit back with popcorn. You know I love gossip.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun.
And it's not going to stop for a while on that front.
Gooby Jooby Jew says he did get Josh Sweat to say another win for the toe. That's true. Like, basically the Super Bowl MVP said
He's not
another.
A bad guy is what we're saying.
He's not. He just got swept up. What happened was, and it happens to a lot of girls, you know, a retarded, crazy, narcissistic, habitual lying guy gets their hooks in him and just turns you. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened to Will. I hate being the guy who has it right all the time and tells these guys the truth, and they go, well, you're no fun. I'm not listening to you. And then they learn the hard way. It breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. What's funny is Nova sent me the screenshots from Will calling him and then texting him numerous times. Mm-hmm. And Nova's like, please don't put this on the show unless Will gets in touch with you. And
reaches out to you.
A half hour later, Will's DMing me, begging to come on the show. Like, what's going through your mind when you go, I've been engaging in a smear campaign of lies against this guy, but I'm going to ask him for mercy?
I have no idea. Like, at this point, I wouldn't even email you if I were in his shoes. It's like, no. After everything that's happened, you know what I got to do? I got to just put my head down and wait for the dust to settle.
I would slink away and hope nobody notices. That's what I would do. McBuster says, yes, Nick doxed April's house live. I hope the drug dealer Nick ratted out to reduce his sentence. He didn't get, I mean, here's the thing. He didn't get a reduced sentence. He got a hard sentence. I mean, for a first-time offense in Minnesota, they usually give you a couple of years, you know, prove you can be clean. We'll forget this ever happened. He got 5 years. And then, you know, the 30 days of jail that if he keeps, you know, if he doesn't bend to probation, they're going to give him that 30 days. They listened to all his stuff, too. They said, you sound like an unrepentant son of a bitch. Like, you know, I don't like the stuff you're saying about the county on your show. He's made a lot of enemies. It's not just testing negative. You got to prove you're a good boy. And going around and accusing detectives and CPS workers and all these people of being crooked and accusing them of, putting thoughts in your kid's head and all. It's like, that ain't being a good boy, Nikki. That ain't being a good boy. But Spunker says, if there is alcohol in the place, I Wilmer. That's a good Will Smith movie. Nick is already violating his probation by possessing alcohol. He doesn't even have to drink it. I bet you if you go to the place he's paying for April, I would say there's probably booze in there. For sure. I'd be willing to bet a decent chunk of change on that. I have to officially declare a complete first-round knockout over TV's Will Harren. We put old Willie in full-on cope mode today. Oh, God. He's relegated to... They won't let him stream. His TV place has basically told him, shut the up and stop broadcasting on the internet, you loser. He had to reply to someone else's tweet, and it was all just saltiness towards me. He didn't like being exposed, that he DM'd me, begging me to be on the show. Aaron, please. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Aaron, please. I just really need this to stop. All of this shit I started and all of the stuff I actively, voluntarily went into, it's just too much, Aaron. Please let me come on the Steel Toe Show. And I just sent him, a 2-word response. Absolutely not. And then we with him brutally last night. And the anti-Steel Toe people, their big cope with the Will Harren thing is, Aaron called Will's job. I wouldn't know the phone number to contact Will's job. I don't believe it's really funny to watch NLO fans accuse someone else of doing gay ops, seeing as we've called you guys out accurately for the same thing numerous times. So we got Will reeling, we got Will salting, but he has to reply to other people. And also, Will, not a good idea to say, to take shots at my platform when literally you have to beg to be on my platform to reach any kind of audience. Oof. Tough shit, kid. Tough shit. Come on, why can't you get on Rekieta's streams? He's doing the trial stuff. I'm sure he'd love to have you on as a guest. You guys are buddies. Come on, you carried all that water for him. You spilled the propaganda. You peddled all the lies. Remember? Come on. It's a lock on the felony, Will. You got this, kid. Nick, your ex-boyfriend's being mean to me. Is there any way you can let me on your stream? And Rekieta wisely, because he's doing his comeback, he's doing his trial stuff now. He's wisely just like, get the out of here. Who are you? Go back to the stable. I'll throw a sugar cube. Get the away from me. So the cope from the anti-Steel Toe crowd is, well, Aaron mentioned this guy, so that's cheating. Guys, I won. Just admit that's why you're upset. I beat you again. I beat your boy. Another one of your golden calves that you build up. We're going to destroy Steel Toe Mania with this one. And I big boot and leg drop this one like I have everybody else. Guys, get used to you losing to me. You do it all the time. And we're really enjoying ourselves over here. This is just kind of the cleanup section. Enjoy, kid. Enjoy. It would have been less satisfying if he would have just slinked away silently. But the fact that he coped and he seethed and he was brushing the salt off all of his shoulders and he was picking the crow from his teeth, those big giant teeth that he probably needs a fence post to dig the crow out of. Far more satisfying. Loser's cope of bringing up kids too. What a bum. What a bum. Will? Hey, Will. I thought you were editing that K interview and getting it back up. Oh, that's right. The shower call. I don't need to call Will's boss to dominate Will Harren. I'm insulted by the assertion. And I think falsely asserting gay ops is even worse. Oh, speaking of which, Scott showed me another voicemail today that somebody left him in the middle of the night. They were going crazy on Scott's voicemail. We're going to get you, blah, 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 blah. And Scott's like, God, Scott told me, I didn't know how easy it was to get these guys off balance. And I go, Scott, I can spend 90 seconds of my show doing it every day. And it's just simple. It's so easy.